Finally, in 2021, Punk made his highly anticipated return to wrestling by joining AEW. His debut on AEW Rampage was met with one of the loudest crowd reactions in recent memory. Punk's return to the ring marked a new chapter in his career as he sought to elevate AEW to new heights. While his smack talk was still as amazing as it was when he was in WWE, you start seeing aging signs on his hair and a sense of more mature CP Punk. One of the youngest and up-and-coming wrestler that reminded all of us CM Punk on the microphone and in the ring is the greatest AEW heel of all time, MJF. We all wanted to see a microphone show-off between MJF and CM Punk, and boy did we get it in November 2021. The YouTube video of this verbal show-off has garnered over 7 million views for All Elite Wrestling. Their feud was a perfect blend of promos, personal insults, and intense matches. MJF, known for his sharp tongue and arrogance, matched Punk's mic skills, leading to some of the best promo segments in recent wrestling history. The two even squared off in a memorable dog collar match, showcasing Punk's willingness to still push the boundaries of physicality in the ring. However, not all was smooth sailing for Punk in AEW. Hangman Page was the reigning AEW World Champion going into this feud, having won the title at AEW Full Gear 2021 after a long and emotionally charged journey. He had become a fan favorite and was known for his cowboy persona, humility, and connection with AEW's core fanbase. The match between Punk and Page was officially booked for AEW Double or Nothing 2022 after Punk made his intentions clear that he wanted to challenge for the title. While the build-up to the match seemed straightforward, tensions started to surface during their promos in the weeks leading up to the event. During a May 2022 promo on AEW Dynamite, Hangman Page unexpectedly took a personal jab at CM Punk. In his promo, Page claimed that he wasn't just defending the AEW World Championship from Punk, but was also defending AEW itself from what Punk represented. He referred to Punk as someone who might try to take control of AEW and alter its values, hinting that Punk's influence could be harmful to the company. Page's exact words were, "You talk a big game about workers' rights, but you've shown the exact opposite since you've gotten here." This line struck a chord, as many believed it was a shoot, unscripted comment that reflected real-life tension between Page and Punk. Page's promo suggested that Punk was not as genuine as he appeared, and that he had an agenda behind the scenes. This accusation was never directly addressed by Punk in that promo, but it set the tone for what would become a much more personal and bitter rivalry. Punk found himself embroiled in backstage drama, particularly with Hangman Page. Their feud stemmed from personal issues that spilled over into the ring, with Punk reportedly feeling disrespected by some of Page's promos. The tension between the two highlighted some of the backstage politics Punk would later criticize. The CM Punk vs. Hangman Page feud in AEW was one of the most controversial storylines in recent wrestling history, as it blurred the lines between a scripted wrestling rivalry and real-life tension. This feud involved elements of both professional competition and personal animosity, which culminated in a match for the AEW World Championship at AEW Double or Nothing 2022. The bout was intense and hard-fought, with both competitors giving it their all. Page showed a lot of aggression and took several risks during the match, while Punk used his veteran experience to wear down Page. A pivotal moment in the match came when Page had the opportunity to use the AEW World Championship belt as a weapon against Punk. For a brief moment, Page hesitated, clearly conflicted about whether to cheat to win the match. Ultimately, he chose not to use the belt, which led to Punk capitalizing on Page's hesitation. CM Punk defeated Hangman Page to win the AEW World Championship, marking his first world title victory since leaving WWE in 2014. Following their match at Double or Nothing, there were reports of backstage tension between CM Punk and Hangman Page. The tensions were compounded by Punk's backstage reputation, as there were rumors that some wrestlers felt Punk had become difficult to work with. Hangman's earlier comments in his promo seemed to align with these backstage concerns, though nothing had been publicly confirmed at the time. On AEW Dynamite in August 2022, CM Punk cut a promo calling out Hangman Page in an unscripted moment. Punk sarcastically referred to Page as coward shit and called him out for an impromptu match, knowing that Page wasn't scheduled to come to the ring. This call-out was seen as Punk publicly humiliating Page and sending a personal message, which many interpreted as an act of retaliation for the earlier shoot promo from Page. This unscripted call-out caught many people off guard, and it reportedly angered several AEW talent backstage. It was seen as a way for Punk to get back at Page for his previous comments during their feud. The tension from this moment carried over into AEW's All Out 2022 event. After All Out 2022, CM Punk was involved in an infamous backstage altercation with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega following his comments in the post-show media scrum. Punk went on a verbal tirade against AEW's executive vice presidents, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, and accused them of leaking stories to the media about his backstage conduct. Punk's harsh comments also indirectly referenced Hangman Page, accusing Page of being unprofessional and taking unnecessary personal shots during their feud. During the media scrum, CM Punk said, "What did I ever do in this world to deserve an empty-headed dumb fuck like Hangman Page to go out on national television and fucking go into business for himself?" This comment was the tipping point for the backstage altercation, which became known as Brawl Out. Punk reportedly got into a physical confrontation with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, which led to suspensions for everyone involved. The fallout from All Out 2022 led to a lengthy suspension for CM Punk and fueled ongoing speculation about his future in AEW and the wrestling industry as a whole. The tension between CM Punk and Jack Perry was rooted in backstage disagreements rather than an on-screen storyline. The animosity reportedly began earlier in 2023 during discussions about an in-ring spot that Jack Perry wanted to perform, which involved using real glass in a segment. Things took a dramatic turn at All In 2024 in Wembley Stadium when CM Punk had a physical altercation with Jack Perry aka Jungle Boy in the backstage area. Reports suggested the two exchanged heated words before things escalated into a fight. The incident garnered significant media attention, adding to Punk's long list of backstage controversies in AEW. Jack Perry had pitched the idea of using real glass during a segment for AEW's weekly show, but CM Punk, who had become an influential figure behind the scenes, particularly on AEW's Collision show, was vocal about his concerns regarding safety. Punk believed that using real glass was unnecessary and risky, especially since it could result in injuries. Perry reportedly didn't take Punk's criticism well and felt that Punk was interfering with his creative freedom. This incident marked the beginning of a personal grudge between the two. While the disagreement didn't escalate publicly at that time, it set the stage for future tensions. The next chapter of this feud unfolded during AEW's All In 2023 event, which took place at Wembley Stadium on August 27, 2023. During his match on the pre-show against Hook, Jack Perry performed a spot that involved slamming Hook onto the hood of a car. In a seemingly off-script moment, Perry looked into the camera and said, "Real glass, cry me a river." This was a direct jab at CM Punk, referencing their earlier backstage disagreement over the use of real glass. By saying this on live television, Perry publicly mocked Punk and reignited their real-life tension. The comment wasn't part of any planned storyline and seemed to be an attempt by Perry to taunt Punk in front of the audience. The situation quickly escalated after Jack Perry's match. According to multiple reports, Punk was angered by Perry's comment and confronted him backstage shortly after Perry returned from the ring. Punk and Perry exchanged words, and the situation became heated. At some point, Punk allegedly put Perry in a chokehold during the altercation. The backstage fight between CM Punk and Jack Perry had significant consequences. The incident marked the second major backstage altercation involving CM Punk in a little over a year, with the first being the Brawl Out incident after All Out 2022, involving Punk, the Young Bucks, and Kenny Omega. Just days later, on September 2nd, 2023, AEW officially announced that CM Punk had been terminated from the company. The announcement came as a shock to many, as Punk was a major star for AEW and had been the face of AEW Collision, their Saturday night show. In a statement, Tony Khan explained that the decision to terminate Punk was made after a thorough investigation and that it was done to ensure the safety and well-being of everyone involved in the company. Punk's termination effectively ended his run in AEW, closing a tumultuous chapter in his wrestling career.